Welcome back to AkronHipHop.com. This is the show where we concentrate on issues affecting our community. When you see me, you're looking at black conscience, black intelligence, and of course, black love.
What up, Mr. Black Love?
My name is Brother G Mack, and today we'll be discussing a subject we discussed 2 weeks ago, actually, on gun violence.
Wow.
And wake up the last 2 days in Dayton and Texas, situations going on down there. We got a panel here. And
There's some people in the building.
some people in the building.
Well, let your hype man get them right. This is my Chuck D. I got some Flavor Flav and everything. We got royalty in the building. What's up, my man? Al Jones from Al Jones Marketing is in the building, man. What's going on? Tell everybody what you do, bro.
Marketing consultant for Al Jones Marketing. Basically, we take small businesses and help them reach their marketing goals. So, if you're looking to get more numbers, more fans, more products sold, just contact Al Jones Marketing and we'll make sure we accomplish that goal for you.
I need some more hot chips, brother. Let's go. Tell everybody your name, man,
I'm Tamika Boyd.
and what you do.
I am a preschool teacher, an author, and a life coach.
Well, hey, let's get this life thing together. We're trying to preserve life. They're out here
Yes,
shooting in Buck
sir.
Island.
Okay.
We got the man, the mayhem, the myth is in the physical. He's in the building. Tell everybody your name and what you do.
My name is Spunk Lewis, and I'm a reality speaker.
I like that. Man, you lucky you bigger than me because I was about to straight still at reality speaker. I like that. Brother Adrian, tell everybody your name and what you do, bro.
No, my name is Adrian Martin. I do several things. If you really want to know, just ask me, man.
Yeah, several things. He definitely, and he also do that cool thing. You see how cool that brother is? He definitely do it. Brother G Mack, take it away, black man.
Well, I mean, where to start? I mean, it's just so much going on.
First, let's recap.
Let's recap.
How about that? So
We talked about gun violence 2 weeks ago. We talked about, should people own guns, safety of it. Like if you have a gun, everybody's not a criminal that owns a gun. People should have, some type of protection. But in that video, I also talked about certain weapons should not be accessible to the average civilians, like the AK-47s, these
right, you
ARs,
just said that. You just said that.
Civilians don't need these type of weapons. These are not home protection weapons or hunting weapons. These are assault rifles. That's what the name implies, assault rifles.
Let me ask you a question. You was in the Army, right?
Yes, sir.
So you can say that with authority because you know what they really do, right?
Yes, sir.
So the news is, crazy man went buck ass wild. I gotta say it just like that. Buck wild in El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they trying to say that he just
Hispanics.
went crazy, and he was trying to involve in some video game, but that's not the truth. You know the truth.
And taking in custody alive. Let me add that.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But that's not the truth. He was definitely, if you read the manifesto, he was having problems with Mexicans. Did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
And everything. So let me ask you a question before we go any further. Why do you think the Euro power structure that governs this nation daily try to paint this down to something other than race?
Well, the real domestic terrorism has always been the white male.
You better say it.
That's it in a nutshell. The real domestic terrorist has always been the white male here in America. You can go back to the Ku Klux Klan, and you can go back further than that.
You're talking American history.
He's always been the real domestic terrorist.
He's been lynching your people?
Yeah, the one you have to, not the Muslim, not the Arab, it's the Caucasian white male. But when they do it, it's always mental health issues, it's always this and that or whatever. But we getting killed for selling cigarettes or CDs or in Walmart with a BB gun, buying.
Right.
We getting killed on the spot. But these people, when they do stuff like this, they getting taken in custody alive. Or if he's hungry, let me go shop at Burger King,
and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's definitely a racial difference, man, how they handle people and how the news is viewed. I get so sick and tired of hearing about mental health. Come on, man.
Hey man, check this out. Then that was in El Paso, and then in these neck of the woods, Dayton, Ohio, another fool again. Okay.
He said he had a. I heard he had a hit list and a rape list.
What you mean a hit list and a rape?
That's what they said.
The hell is a rape list?
Certain people he wanted to rape.
Oh my gosh,
it's just,
these barbarians.
That's what the news. That's what
These Vikings, man. These are Vikings.
That's what the news said. I mean,
technically they Vikings.
That's
historically.
I got another word for it, but
okay.
I'm on camera. But no, it's just that's madness, man. The real domestic terrorist has always been the Caucasian male here in America. That's the real terrorist.
Wow.
It's not us. It's not the Arab. It's the Caucasian white male.
That's why we call this brother G. We need to call him G Black. Jeez. Wow, man, you trying to get us censored over here. I didn't even know. I had no idea he was going to. Oh my God, the thoughts and comments displayed by Brother G Mack and Brother Al Jones. Tell somebody, what do you think about what's going on with these guns and stuff?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with population control. You know, like if it wasn't being done by the guns, I do feel like another way would come about to where something like this would happen. You know, because the people that's in charge of certain things, they realize that you gotta have 10 workers and 5 bosses and 10 workers. So when you got people starting doing certain things, certain things just tend to happen out the blue like that. So why not find a way for this cancer to cure itself or kill itself by supplying these assault rifles, like you just said. We shouldn't have control to these assault, access to these assault rifles anyway.
Right.
But it's like you're giving that to a person, and then you can take a little further. These little chemicals and things that we're being told put in our food that we find out are true, they making you react a certain way to where it's like you going out here doing these things. And to me, I feel like this is another way of like controlling the population for
That's
certain
dope,
people.
man. Brother G Mack, what you got to say about that?
Yeah, I feel the same way. You notice, regardless of what gun laws they pass, nobody's walking up to a gun manufacturer and say, "Hey, shut down the factory."
Right.
No, it makes money. They're continue to make money. Let's continue to allow it to get into the hands of the people, and we'll deal with it later on, whatever happens. So, go ahead, sister. What you want to add?
Well, I would like to take things to a biblical
You
aspect.
better say it and don't delay it.
The Bible says nothing is new under the sun. It also says you're going to have these wars and rumors of wars. My grandmother used to always say we're living in the last days, and that was like 40-something years ago. I truly believe we're living in the last days right now. You have mental illness. If you think about it, everybody has a little smidgen of mental illness.
I don't.
But you're able to do things to counter that. But then you got people who will go into the gun stores. They'll take whatever pill they need to take so they can go and look like they're productive citizens. Go in and purchase all these weapons of mass destruction. And then they go out there and do the El Paso thing, the Dayton thing. We're sick and tired of it. I mean, when is enough going to be enough? You got kids mimicking what they see. You see it on TV, and then here it goes. Then you have the video people making games. Why do we keep making games that are destroying people? And then they say, hey, if the game is doing it, let me go and try it. I've been playing this game for a year. Let me go out and do it. And this is the problem that we're having. Then they are always saying it's the black people. It's not us. You see, I'm in a room full of brothers. I don't see you guys out here doing foolishness. All black people are not bad. All white people are not good. So you have to pick and choose. You have to get into it and see the heart of a person, see their mind of a person before you start judging. You have our young brothers walking down the street, and then you have the authority saying, okay, let me watch them. But then you got the white mass murderers over there, and you're not watching them because you're watching us. And so now they're doing everything and taking out people in numbers. We might take out 1 or 2 people, and then they're done. But you got the Caucasians, taking them out in numbers by the hundreds. That's ridiculous. 10, 20 people at one time. Come on now, something has got to
Come on,
give.
they buck wilding like wild. Brother, right back to you, man. What you got to say? What you saying
about the video games, Sister Minton? I noticed that too. Like years ago when the video games was becoming more popular, and I was watching some of the video games and how chop somebody's head off and blood come out. I'm like, man, they're programming the young at an early age to be insensitive towards death.
Yes.
So you act that out in real life. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean anything. But video games I grew up on, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, wasn't all that.
He don't even look at them, do he?
It wasn't all that. But I was watching. A friend of mine kept playing all these video games. He was all in video games. I kept looking at the video games he was playing. I'm like, man, they're getting more and more realistic here.
Oh, it look good too.
You got a machine gun. You hunting people down. I'm like, what type of video game is that? And I almost say this too. In the last 5 to 10 years, not everybody, but most of these mass murderers have a military background, and there's a reason for that. Because you in war, Afghanistan, Iraq, whatever, you coming back, man, you're not the same person. That post-traumatic stress syndrome, that's real.
Did you go over there?
No, I was in Korea. But no, I didn't go there. But you coming back, man, your mind ain't all the way there. You didn't kill people over there's stuff going on over there they're not even talking about. You didn't kill people for fun over there. You come back over here and it's no big deal for you to do the same thing.
Desensitize.
Right. You just desensitize. That's it. Desensitize. Brother, what you got to say about that?
Well, what I would say about that is, like what we talked about or discussed earlier about each individual as a homeowner, you should have a gun to provide for that home, protect your home.
Good point.
I believe that, each man that lives inside of his home, but we're torn on his gun issues because it affects two different races differently. The white race, not being racist, but the white race is the ones who is doing all these church shootings and mass murders and all that. But then you leave it up to us, and we in our neighborhoods killing people or shooting people, harming people that look just like us.
Yeah, let me ask you about this. Let me ask you this, brother. We all in agreement that you should have a gun to protect your wife, your queen, your kids, right? Can we agree to that? Can we agree to that? Okay. So if I'm at home, you knocking on my door at 3:00. Bear witness, I'm coming with a piece. I don't know why you knocking on my door, because I'm protecting, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I ain't gonna lie to you. I caught the bus here today. I was lightweight paranoid. One of these, somebody gonna pop up with a gun and make Akron a statement, and just so I'm thinking like that. Or you at a movie, somebody's gonna pop off here at a movie. That doesn't happen before. So, is it time to open and carry? Is it time? I mean, we're allowed to, even though if you get caught, you might get dealt with.
We're allowed to, but as a race, a lot of people of color will not have the liberty of doing so because they have criminal records for whatever apparent reason. So they can't have a CCW. They can't carry a concealed weapon with ammunition and all that. So we're at fault on that issue also.
Right.
As this country, race will never leave until the white folks leave this country.
My God, and boy, you know what? This show is off the hook, man. You know what? I guess this is gonna stay on YouTube.
This is the thing about it, though. To summarize it and all the, one of the speeches Malcolm X said, and I'm a real big Malcolm X fan. One of the speeches he said that it wasn't a speech, it was an interview he had. And we say, well, you tell your people to put down their guns, and I'll tell my people.
You know what? I tell you what. I got a dope quote by my man Booker T. I live by this thing. I do believe in gun control. I do. Control your guns. How about that? Brother, man, what you got to say about this, man?
I mean, it's several factors that's involved in it, But with guns, I think education is part of the key. You have no education, no gun education. So most people don't even know what power it holds. So if you don't know what power it holds until you shoot it,
right?
Of course you want to use it in a way that's not conducive to life. So,
right. You know what? Even when you're protecting your house, y'all, I'm thinking to maim. My first mind is to maim, not to take out. You feel what I'm saying? Right. I'm gonna bust you in your shoulder. I'm gonna bust you in your kneecap. I'm gonna get you, right? Because then I want to have a conversation with you, like, what fool are you to step into my house like that? Why the cops is coming, of course. Brother G Mack, is that crazy for me to think like that? I'm gonna bust you in your shoulder. Shouldn't I think like that if somebody's gonna come in my crib? Or should I think the death blow?
Well, they knocking at your door on odd hours. I mean, you don't know what to expect. Sometimes people just coming by just to see, who's there. Like, I had.
Is it opportunity?
Yeah. Somebody was.
No. But the question is, am I wrong thinking I should shoot to maim or I should shoot to blow the head off? What you the army guy?
No. You should shoot the main.
Make sure I wasn't crazy.
Shoot the main. You don't. The person hasn't been identified yet as an enemy or whatever. Just shoot the main. At the top. But you mentioned something about catching the bus. I've seen that happen before, where in my city, where a guy was on the bus with a gun, and the bus had stopped. So I don't know how it is in Akron, but in Canton, all the buses have like 5-6 cameras on them, audio, video, everything. Somebody got on the bus with a gun, and they're watching you in dispatch, and the bus was going its route. It stopped, and the police was already there. I'm like, we on the bus, like, why does it stop? and the police came on the bus and escorted the guy out and arrested him. They already saw him on camera back at the station with the gun in his pocket.
Okay. Ooh, it feels good to know that they're gonna be on their way after we all shot.
Right, I was about to say, why you get on the bus?
I'm ready to get over this shit. Hit the button. Push the panic button. Like, get off the bus. They're gonna stealth mode themselves in and like, you know, that's kind of shame on Canton. Never gonna catch the bus in Canton. You know what I'm saying? But that's good though. Some people are comfortable with that though. What the hell's going on in Canton, right? I'm upset with that. No more Chinese food for me. Okay, brother, man. In closing, man, if you was talking to your 16-year-old boy, and you see this is going on, I'm not talking about what we're doing in the community. We talked about that. I'm talking about what the common enemy is doing by walking into these shops, these churches, and these mosques, these synagogues, and movie theaters, and buck wilding and stuff. So you remember back in the day when Batman opened up and some clown came into the Batman movie and shot up dressed like the Joker? Y'all remember that?
Colorado.
Yeah, it was that. You know exactly where it was at. Dang, man, FBI for real. My man, I'm glad he on our side. Jesus. So
I come from a family, a spiritual family, and a martial arts family.
well, there you go.
So in martial arts, you have to be aware of your surroundings. Like, it's not just being aware, like seeing, but you have to feel. You know, so that's what I would teach him. I wouldn't tell him anything. I would show him.
Okay, I
You know what
like
I'm saying?
that. I like that.
I show him prove. So
That's a good one.
exactly.
What about you? You think it's too old for to take your 16-year-old son gun playing? You think they're too old for that? What is it? Gun range. Let me see it right so they can understand. Gun range. Is that too old? Too young?
No, I don't. To be honest, I think you should take him a little younger.
You better
than
say it.
16 years old.
You better say
The one thing that scares me about, if you have a 16-year-old, you should be frightful. You should be frightened. You should be afraid because the whole race is at war. We at war with our captors.
It's dark on this side of town. Bring some biblical scripture in to make everything, to make us, I mean, Jesus.
Well, the Lord said He would never leave you nor forsake you. So I know it's rough out here. I'm afraid sometimes. I have grown male children and I have grandsons. And it's coming to a point you have to worry, will your child make it home? That's a problem. So like the brother was saying, you have to be educated. That's one reason why we're having the problems we're doing. People are not educating themselves. You can't just go to school and learn the ABCs. That we're beyond that. We need to know what's going on around this country, in our city, in our state. They're not telling the whole story. They're not giving history. They're giving what they want us to know, and then we just take it and we don't go and educate ourselves and go dig in deeper to see what's really going on. Because like I said before, nothing's new under the sun. So that stuff that happened way back in, it's coming back now, but it's getting worse because we're not educated and we're not able to handle that and be able to de-escalate the situation. So the question that you said, is 16 too young? I personally, I'm off balance with that. Yes, you should be able to protect yourself, but if you have the male would go back to being the men of the home, then you wouldn't have to have your 16-year-old worried about protecting the home.
I like that. I like what you're saying there. Can I interject though? Can
Yes.
I interject? I'll be in the home, but I'm still gonna show my little mook, you know what I'm saying? how to run that tool, you know what I'm saying? And it's coming from a male perspective.
Right,
But I got a question. I want to
absolutely.
get biblical with you. And it's just to this is just a black guy. Since we dark on this side today, we done got assembled the Death Star for real. Let me ask you a question. You said we're living in the last days and everything, and this is crazy. I was lightweight nervous on the bus today. I got to get my tire fixed for real. That's ridiculous. But the question is, the last days, meaning that Jesus is on his way back.
Jesus is on his way back sooner than we think. But the thing is, the Bible says that no man knows the day or the hour. We just need to be prepared at all times. So if we would take that time to prepare our hearts, our minds, we wouldn't have time to be out there in this world doing foolishness.
I got a question to ask you though.
Yes.
And this is a sincere question, and I'm glad you're here today. We have been raped on plantation. We have been robbed, castrated, hung, stepped on, pissed on, all types of stuff that you can imagine, right? And I know you ain't Jesus' secretary.
No,
what the
I'm
hell
not.
is he
I wish
waiting
I
on?
was,
What is he
but-
waiting on? Like, what the hell? Like, he's gonna watch us get dealt with like that and
And
still
you know
watching
what?
right now?
That's true.
Jesus is tripping right now. I mean, somebody need to call Jesus to the floor, to the rug a little bit. Like, what's going on, man? I'm sincere, though. I had to make it funny. But
Right,
dang,
right.
we waiting for him to help us out
Right.
when he's teaching his child at 16 to help, to secure. We know Jesus is supposed to govern with his holy blood and everything
Right,
like that.
yes.
But we're in a real war here, right?
We are in a war. We're in a spiritual war, and then we're in a war with each other, with each country, and everything like that. And like you said, when you were asking about Jesus, a lot of people don't know, so they would ask that question that you just asked. Why are we waiting? And if Jesus is Jesus, why are we still going through these things? But it's all in the Bible. A lot of things have to come to pass before he actually comes back. And because we're at a place where we're at, where society has taken the Bible out of the homes, taken God out of the homes, we're not doing what the Word says.
To get us on,
To
get him
get us,
to come back.
to
Okay, I feel
prepare
you.
us.
You better
So
drop that knowledge.
because we're taking the Bible out, we're not reading, we're not doing what he says, we're just trying to handle things ourselves instead of waiting on God and Jesus to do what they need to do. So it is hard, it is difficult being a Christian. Sometimes I'm like, Lord, what is going on?
That's what I-
Even in
right.
my family, I'm like, Lord, why? But we have to remember, he will never leave us. He is always there. He got our back. So we just have to trust and believe that and try to deal on a daily basis the issues that's going on. And it is hard as hell out here. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous for real, man. Thanks for the sincerity on there. I was
You're
trying
welcome.
to be funny, but it was a serious question, though. She took us to church, brother. What you got anything to say in closing, bro?
Man, I just gotta say, in closing, you know, starting with our host, starting with you, starting with the three people up here, I got a different outlook on things from today. You know, like when I initially came in here, it was more so like I understand the show, but it's like when you're really listening to a lot of people's perspective on things, that's something we got away from because we on social media and it's trends, it's followings and things like that. So, you know, we got away from the barbershop talk. We got away from really being a friend, like, let me go see how Spunk doing. Calling them, knocking on this
Word.
door and talking to that man. Let me go talk to Mika and see how she's going on. You know, we got away from that. So it's like, by coming to this show, you know, it's making me look at things. So now it's like, let's not stop. Let me come back and say, you know what Joe was saying on the show? I feel this way about this. I thought about this. I thought about that.
That's right, man.
And now next thing you know, we putting it into movement, you know, instead of
that's
talking,
right.
we putting it into action. And it's like, you know, really in closing, I would like to say that's how us four got together right here and was invited to be a guest to this show. Because it's like, she said, you know, no matter what the city's going to do, I'm going to make sure that I get out here and make sure these kids get through this school year right.
You better say it.
And I'm going to do whatever I got to do, you know. Like she said, you know, she has the tools from the Bible, things like that, where she putting them into her heart and saying, I'm going to go out there no matter what. I'm not going to give up on it. And then it's like, but I need everybody's help. She reach out to me. I'm able to go reach out to him. He's a reality speaker. He's done been through things that we haven't been through. So when he talking to our kids, they can really understand this coming from this person versus me. Hey, I do marketing, blah, blah, blah. But you need to put that down and go do something else. You don't even realize what he does, you know.
I feel you.
He does. So it's like, you know, in closing, like I said, I got a different perspective on everything right now, just on this whole topic, because it's like, let's see what everybody else think of.
I like that, man.
Let's
I hate
talk
to
to
say it
them.
since he said let's get into physical, but I'm about to stay on social. Put a comment underneath. Y'all.
Right.
Put a comment.
Let's get a poll together on
Yeah,
social media.
yeah.
Y'all want to talk it right? Let's not talk about a show that came on at 8:30, and that's what we talk about to the next day. Then the next day we talk about the other show that's coming.
I
on.
feel you. Good point.
Let's really get this going.
Yeah,
and
share
then
this thing. Share this, man.
And then let's see the movement that comes from behind that.
Hey, man, I
because
like
they got a creative workshop tour going on where they're going to different libraries in the city of Akron.
Oh, that's dope.
Starting in September, and they just want kids to come in, and we're gonna tell you what you got to hear about this being at 16 or 6 to help you go out there. But you know, we might not give you gun lessons, but
Right.
We
you get
gonna
some
give you
God.
some
You get some
lessons.
God lessons. Man.
That's right.
All right. Thanks a lot. G Mack, take us out of here and close, man. Sum it up for us.
In
bro.
closing, man, we all as a people need to talk more and have more dialogue and real conversations like they did back in the old days. I'm not talking about just no foolishness or no sports or this and that, but just sit down around the house and just talk. When I was growing up, my grandmother had what she called quiet time, where nobody was playing no music or nobody was watching no TV. You sit down in the living room and you just talk what's on your mind. So and also I want to say about such as said the last days. We are living in the last days, and God has people are unraveling and becoming insane, and God has to show us who the real devil is, so we will act accordingly.
Better said it, but man, you know what? This is the blackest show we done had all year. Who would have thought it, man? Take us out of here, buddy.
AkronHipHop.com. Peace.